Hello guys, how are you doing? Welcome back to Goals Galore. Welcome to my Matchweek 28 predictions for the Championship. As always, if you're going to enjoy, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Be sure to drop a like and subscribe. There will be a matchday vlog from the Swansea Sheffield United game on Tuesday evening / Wednesday early morning. So be sure to check that one out as well. And let me know your thoughts on all 12 games in the comment section down below. I want you guys to be brave enough to pick one winner from any of these games in the comment section down below. Let me know. We begin at Ewood Park for Blackburn hosting Coventry. Coventry last time beat Bristol City at home, something not many people predicted. Not many people predicted Oxford to beat Blackburn. Blackburn seem like a good side, but recently they've been falling up and tripping over the sides that they probably should be, getting through a lot easier, and it should be a lot simpler. For Blackburn Rovers. However, it is the Championship. In this one, it's two sides where they've just come off, of course, a contrasted end of the last game. In this one, looking back for the last few fixtures, it's very draw heavy at Ewood Park. I'm going to go Blackburn to bounce back in this one, 2-0 at home. Derby versus Sunderland now, and Derby lost last time out against Watford at home. Derby at home do seem to be a solid side. The pressure's mounted on Paul Warne and a few injuries creaking into that side as well. Ian Cashin's had likes of Brighton chasing after his signature now. So Derby this month and the next few weeks could be really telling for their season. As for Sunderland who travel here, I don't know how Wilson Idazor has missed 2 penalties in the same game against Burnley last time out, which cost them 2 ball points added to their total at the moment. And the top 4 is really close at the moment. 4th and 5th is a massive gap, but the top 4 are all really close to each other, so that would be a huge opportunity for Sunderland. In this one, I don't think they give the opportunity up. Derby 0, Sunderland 4 in this one. Next up, we go to Hull hosting QPR in this one, and this is going to be a tricky game for both parties. Hull have just come off the back of a 1-0 win against Millwall. Did predict that one spot on. And QPR just beat Plymouth 1-0. Now, QPR, Ronnie Edwards has been a standout so far. What a signing he's been. As for Hull, they've made loads of signings already. They have completed signs of the likes of Matt Crooks. But there's too many to name at the moment. Carl Joseph being the latest one of them, which I think is a really good signing, was at Swansea just a few years ago as well. So no exciting signings as well for Hull at the moment. It's still being linked with a lot more. In this game, I can't separate the sides. I think an absolute thriller though in Hull. 2-2 in this one. Moving on, we go to Middlesbrough hosting West Brom now. West Brom, of course, newly appointed manager Tony Mowbray for another reign at that club. And he got off to an okay start in his first game, a 1-1 draw against Stoke. It was going to be important for him to at least get something on the board in his first game. Against Middlesbrough, though, who just lost away at Portsmouth, being a really tricky place to go, Portsmouth, recently. But Middlesbrough, I think they're more than good enough to be where they are on the table, but there's just something about them. They're just, not getting over the line. I think this squad is probably one of the best in the Championship. It's just not quite clicking in the right way, in my opinion, at the moment. So I think Middlesbrough next month will be really important for them. There's a few players they're looking at, the likes of Glenn Kamara. I think that would be, that would take them to the next level, and they would be in the playoffs at the end of the season, in my opinion, Middlesbrough, if they got him. So there's a big month ahead for Middlesbrough. In this game, I can see it being a really close one, 1-1. Next up, we go to Oxford hosting Luton. Now, the last time these two sides met, it was 9 years ago. Both of these sides were in League Two, and it ended Luton 3-2 away at Oxford. So, yeah, incredible. 9 years, and they're both in the Championship now. Luton have been to the Premier League. Incredible. Madness. So it just shows you in 9 years how far a club can come. Let me know where you think your club will be in 9 years. I know everyone's just going to say the Premier League and Champions League football, which is all the dream, but let me know realistically. For me, as Swansea fan, quickly, I'd like to say we'd be in the Premier League, but I think maybe we'd probably be relegated again by that point. I don't know. Trying not to be negative, but it's hard after the weekend we've had. Back to this game. In this one, Oxford's doing incredibly well under Gary Rowett in the league, of course. Knocked out the FA Cup, but it's not the main priority this season. It is the league. It was a 1-0 win over Blackburn last time. Cameron Brannigan, what a free kick. I forgot he's been out to the squad for most of the season, what a player to bring back into the squad. I feel like Placheta on the wing is just an absolute incredible signing in the summer after, of course, Swansea not renewing his deal. It is a really good squad, and I think they'll be fine in this one against Matt Bloomfield's Luton, who got a 0-0 draw in his first game at home against Preston. Away form for Luton have been awful this season, and that continues here. Oxford 1, Luton 0. Next up will be the matchday vlog for Swansea versus Sheffield United. Now, I'm not looking forward to this one. However, reading into some of the stats, Swans have got a good record at home against Sheffield United. Some really close games in the last few seasons between the two sides at the Swansea.com Stadium. In this one, though, after the weekend, I've got no hope. Honestly, no hope. And I think Sheffield United playing with confidence, just signed Ben Brereton Diaz. I really do think they get destroyed. I don't see, genuinely, I don't see, and while I'd like to see myself as a really positive fan, I generally don't see where our next points come from, and that really does worry me. I think we might generally get sucked into a relegation scrap. I think we're more than good enough to stay up, but I think we will end up in that situation in the next few weeks, so we're in, looking over our shoulders. Are we going to be okay? Sheffield United having an incredible season, and although I don't think they're anything special, without trying to, downgrade and downplay the situation, I think it's a great team compared to everyone else in this table, but I didn't think earlier on in the season when we played them that they were anything special. I do feel like there's a lot of quality missing from a side that should be looking to get to the Premier League, if that makes sense. I think Sheffield United fans will know what I'm on about, because every time they go up to the Premier League, they just come straight back down, and there's obviously a few gaps in there that need to be improved on, and I think Sheffield United fans will agree on that. In this one, though, I do think we get battered. Swansea 0, Sheffield United 4. I'm not confident at all, and anything better than this will be a positive in my eyes. Yeah, not looking great. Next up, we go to Vicarage Road for Watford hosting Preston. Preston with a 0-0 against Matt Bloomfield's Luton last time out. As for Watford, it was an away victory. What on earth is going on at Watford? Watch them turn around now from winning all their home games under Cleverley to winning all the away games. They're back at home in this one, though, against Preston, whose away form is not great. In this one, surely the form table is only going one way. I'm going to back it. You didn't think I was going to back Preston there, did you? No, not on this occasion. Watford 2, Preston 1. The final game on the Tuesday night is Millwall at the Den hosting Cardiff. Cardiff, less said about them the better, because that was a weekend I never ever want to experience again. So I think we've said enough. As for Millwall, in this one, at home once again, lost last time out against Hull at home, and honestly, I don't think it's the right appointment. When when he was being linked with a job, Alex Neil, I was thinking, I don't think so. And now it just really does solidify my thoughts on him. Yes, it's still really early doors, could completely change it and go on an incredible run and end up finishing the playoffs. But for me, so far, I don't see it ending and lasting too long. Them two parties, Millwall and Alex Neil. In this game, however, Cardiff haven't got a great record away at Millwall. I believe it was 2012 the last time that they did get something, did get the 3 points there. In this one, 2-2 draw. On to the Wednesday, it's Leeds hosting Norwich City. Now, of course, this was a playoff semi-final match last season. In this particular fixture in the playoffs, it ended Leeds 4-0. Leeds just beat Sheffield Wednesday 3-0. Wasn't a 3-0 type of game, but Leeds kept going, playing to the whistle. After 2-0, Sheffield Wednesday head dropped. As for Norwich, of course, though, they just lost to a really good side in Sheffield United, who are up there this season in the Championship, really good Championship side. Norwich have had a few injuries as well recently also. In this one, I think Leeds get the win. Only one winner here. Leeds 3, Norwich 0. Next up, it's a huge game at the bottom. It's Portsmouth hosting Stoke, and I do just want to take a moment to, remember that Portsmouth fan and, share our thoughts to the family. The fan that died before kickoff in their most recent home game against Middlesbrough. You should never go to the football and not come home. So hopefully Portsmouth can do that fan proud and stay up the season in the Championship. And at the moment, they've got a really good home record in the last few games. They're doing really well, Portsmouth. In this one, they host Stoke of Mark Robbins, where they're quite draw heavy at the moment. And in this one, I can see both sides getting something out of the game. I'd be more leaning towards the Portsmouth win, but I do see Stoke getting something. 1-1 draw. Sheffield Wednesday host Bristol City now, and Sheffield Wednesday just lost to Leeds. However, we know their bounce back ability is much better and really good so far this season. In this one against Bristol City, who are trying to bounce back from their 1-0 defeat against Coventry, I do think at Hillsborough, Sheffield Wednesday get the 3 points and a 2-0 victory. I've gone bold saying they'll keep a clean sheet. Might be regretting that one now, but I'll go 2-0 Sheffield Wednesday. And the final game to predict of match week 28 of the Championship is Plymouth at home park hosting Burnley. Of course, these two sides are opposite ends of the table. Burnley last time out, James Trafford to the rescue. And they'll, of course, be looking to return to the Premier League this season. Just signed John Joe Shelby. I think that's a great signing for Burnley. In this one, though, away at home park, where it just hasn't quite gone the way that Plymouth have been wanting it to go recently. However, the likes of Morgan Whittaker being back and beating Brentford in the FA Cup have been real boosts around Plymouth recently. And they can get out of this mess. I think they can get out of this mess, but at home, they're going to have to be immaculate, because away from home, we all know that they're awful. So at home, they're going to have to be immaculate. I can't seem to get anything in this one, though, against Burnley. Plymouth 0, Burnley 2. Well then, guys, if you have gone to enjoy, be sure to drop a like and subscribe as always. And let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And I'll see you in the next very soon, guys. Take care. Goodbye.